you're not falling behind. It feels like that, like everything is moving faster than you can process, faster than you can respond, faster than you can even stay oriented inside your own life. There's no pause anymore, no space to catch up, no clear edge where one thing ends and another begins. It just keeps coming. And the more you try to keep up with it, the more it feels like something in you is slipping. You miss things you normally wouldn't. You lose track of conversations. You start something and feel pulled in 3 other directions before you can finish it. And underneath all of that, there's a quiet question. What's wrong with me? But nothing is wrong with you. The pace itself is accelerating in a way the body was never designed to hold. Not just mentally, physically, nervously, emotionally. And somewhere in you, quietly, without needing to announce itself, you've stopped trying to match it. You may not have decided that consciously. You may still think you're trying to keep up. But your system is already doing something else. It's slowing down. Not in a dramatic way, not in a way that looks obvious from the outside, but enough that you can feel the difference. The world feels urgent. You don't respond with the same urgency. Things demand immediate reaction. You hesitate. Not because you're confused, not because you don't care, because something in you is no longer willing to move that fast. And that creates tension. Because we've been taught deeply that stability looks like keeping up. That if you can stay on top of everything, respond quickly, remain engaged, remain productive, then you're doing it right. But that version of stability only works in a system that moves at a human pace. This doesn't. So what you're feeling isn't failure. It's separation. A quiet, almost invisible stepping out of a pace that no longer fits your system. And when you step out of it, even slightly, you start to see things differently. You see how fast everything actually is. How much is being asked of you at once. How much pressure there is to stay engaged, informed, responsive, available, all the time. You start to notice how little space there is to just be. And that awareness alone can feel overwhelming. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you feel the difference in your own body, you can't fully go back to moving the way you used to. So there's this in-between place, where the world is still moving at full speed, but you're not. Where everything around you still expects the same version of you, but that version doesn't fully respond anymore. And it can feel like disconnection, like you're out of sync, like you're missing something everyone else is still plugged into. But you're not out of sync. You're just no longer aligning yourself to a pace that overrides your own system. And that's where things begin to shift. Because once you stop matching that speed, even a little, you realize something important. You don't have to process everything that's happening. You don't have to respond to everything that's presented to you. You don't have to carry the full weight of a world that never pauses. You get to choose where you place your attention. You get to choose what you engage with, what you let pass, what you allow into your system, and what you don't. And that choice alone creates space. Not outside of you, inside. And that space changes how everything feels. You're not as reactive, not as pulled, not as easily caught in the momentum of things that used to take you over. There's a gap now between what happens and how you move inside it. And in that gap, there's stability. Not the kind that comes from control. Not the kind that comes from having everything figured out. but the kind that comes from not being moved by everything all at once, even if nothing outside has slowed down. So if you feel like you're not moving at the same pace anymore, if things that used to feel urgent now feel distant, if your reactions have softened, slowed, or even disappeared in places where they used to be immediate, good. That doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means you're no longer letting the speed decide who you have to be inside it. And that's where stability actually begins. If something in this spoke to you, you can go deeper with the full written piece on Substack at tendingtheinbetween.substack.com.